piece me together, figure me out, solve my case, leave no doubt, no stone unturned. Weave your webs, bridges are burned, connect the threads. The bodies keep piling up. How much death is enough? Such a killer, a weapon at heart. Slay the sinner, break them apart. Sometimes justice isn't enough. Sometimes the monsters call your bluff. Just keep it in mind, if they do the crime, they'll pay in blood or with time.
Are you nervous? No, just looking forward to talking to this guy. Really interested to hear what he has to say. Are you going to tell him who you are? I haven't decided. What do you think? I don't think we should lead with it. But if he's not being cooperative, it might change the tone of the conversation. You're his squad mate's kid, so he might want to help you out. Yeah, maybe. Let's see how it goes. May we have him uncuffed, please? Mr. Jameson, my name is Zevani Melkvin, and I'm a detective with the El Valiente Police. This is John Rockford with the District Attorney's Office. We're investigating a crime that occurred about 20 years ago, and we'd like to ask you some questions. You're not a suspect, but we think you might have some information that can help us. No. Well, why don't we... Hey, it's really nice of you guys to get me out of my cell for a few minutes. I always enjoy stretching my legs, so thank you for that. Take care now. I'll just let the guard know we're done. You're already years past your parole. You're already years past your parole eligibility date. You helping us here could look good for you. The parole board isn't ever gonna let me out. They think I'm a dangerous person who has not yet taken responsibility for my crime. The El Valiente Police Department and the District Attorney's Office did their work well. I'll die in here thanks to you. All we do is present the evidence to the jury. Either the evidence shows you're guilty or it doesn't. No, you don't get to absolve yourselves of responsibility that easy. It was your job to get it right. You're saying you didn't kill Rachel Cross. Hardly matters anymore, does it? My life ended the day I was arrested. So help us do this one right. Help us make sure we don't arrest the wrong person. We're investigating a cold case murder. Well, nobody investigates a 20-year-old case of welfare fraud, do they? A woman was beaten to death inside of her home. Beaten by someone using just their fists. You're not a suspect. You were already in custody when this woman was killed. Okay, so it sounds like I'm not going to be able to help you then. Have you ever met this woman before? No. Have you ever heard the name Amy Mall? Nope. Did you serve in the military, Mr. Jameson? Why do I think you already know the answer to that? Mr. Jameson, I know you have a family of your own. I had a family. When I murdered the woman I was having an affair with, my wife divorced me. My daughter hasn't spoken to me in years. I am sorry about that. Were you having an affair? No. The police found a lot of your things in the victim's house. I'm aware of the evidence against me, counselor. Mr. Jameson, Amy Mall had a family too. And I've promised them that I'm going to do my best to figure out who killed her. All I need from you is the answers to a few questions. Did you serve in the military? I was in the Army. What years? I enlisted in 1983 and I was honorably discharged in 1995. Were you part of a special forces unit? I can't talk about that. Why not? Because the work I did for the military is classified. If I talked to you about it, I could be prosecuted by the feds. You have a tattoo on your forearm. The name of the unit you belong to was the Orcs. We're not interested in the details of any classified operations you may have carried out for the United States government. What we need to figure out is how the unit insignia for the Orcs made its way into Amy Mall's sketchpad shortly before she was murdered. What? Mr. Jameson, other than yourself, we know of at least one other member of your unit. What can you tell us about the other members in your unit, including Solomon Hobbs? That's not a name you should know. We know he was one of the soldiers in your unit. What can you tell us about him? Okay, I'm putting this together now. There's enough irony here to make me question whether my life story is supposed to be a comedy or a tragedy. So Solomon Hobbs is your suspect. Well, that's very clever of you, but when was this woman killed? 2004? Well, I'd like to congratulate you on solving the case, but unfortunately, Solomon Hobbs was already dead in 2004. He was? You alright, man? You look like you're about to be sick. When did he die? October 2001. He drowned. Heart attack while he was in the water. A heart attack? But he wasn't very old. It happens. He lived a hard life. We were on a fishing trip on the Kern River. By the time I pulled him out, it was too late. Where was he living? Santa Valeria County. The state of California has no death record for him. No, they wouldn't. Due to circumstances I can't talk about, after we were discharged, we were all given new names. Solomon's name was changed to Frank Harris. Run that name with Solomon's date of birth and you'll find the certificate. Where is he buried? He was cremated, ashes scattered at sea.
Mr. Jameson, we've not identified Solomon Hobbs as a suspect in the murder.
Oh, my mistake. So, okay then, who's your suspect?
I'm not sure how you're connecting the dots here, or what hole you dragged Solomon's name out of.
But let me guess, you want me to give up the names of the other guys in my unit so that you can pin the murder on one of them. Just because you found our unit insignia at this crime scene.
It's an ongoing investigation.
Sure, an investigation to get enough evidence to put away one of my guys. You're not interested in the truth, you're just interested in closing out your case.
Mr. Jameson, I promise you,
there's no way in hell I'm giving you those other names.
He was my father.
What did you just say?
Solomon Hobbs was my father. I didn't know he was dead.
Solomon didn't have a son.
He did. My mother was Magnolia Rockford, but I never met him. He saw me once when I was a baby, and then...
Magnolia? That's... You're talking about the woman he was dating when he first joined the service.
Did you know her?
No. Well, I did meet her once with Solomon, but his son, why wouldn't he have told us? I'm sorry. You said your mother's dead?
She died when I was 6.
I'm sorry. She seemed like a really sweet woman. She deserved better than...
What?
It's all right.
My grandfather always told me my father was an asshole.
Yeah? Yeah, he was. And he only got worse as time went on. The drinking got real bad. But there had been a time when we were as close as brothers.
Look, Mr. Jameson, we are asking for your help. I am asking for your help. We need to know who else was in your unit.
They didn't kill that woman.
Well, then they might have some information that could lead us to the killer.
They don't.
Why are you so sure?
These men are not murderers. They're good men. Look, I'll give you the names out of respect or sympathy, really, but I'm telling you, they didn't kill her. Please, don't send another one of us away. I didn't kill Rachel Cross, but my life was ruined because you guys thought I did. I lost my family. I lost my little... We were a small elite unit. There were only 4 of us. Me, Frank Harris, Andrus Fedor, and Cobra Hawkins.
Okay, are those their birth names, or...
Those are the identities we were given after our service. But we adopted them and used them when addressing each other. Their real names are classified.
Do you know their dates of birth, or can you give us physical descriptions?
We all kept our original dates of birth. Andrus was born August 20th, 1962. He's 6 feet, 4 inches, built like a Clydesdale, born in Mexico. Cobra is 5 feet, 10 inches, medium build, black. Birth date is June 7th, 1965. Can you tell us about the tattoo? Did you all get one? Actually, yeah. Same place on the right forearm. When we were in an undisclosed foreign country, Frank or Solomon was a big fan of, I guess, fantasy stuff from when he was a kid. He liked all of that, elves, Star Wars, comic books. He's the one that dubbed us the orcs, and he designed the tattoo. I guess because orcs are supposed to be warriors or something. Honestly, he was more excited about it than the rest of us. I was never into any of that stuff. I never even saw Star Wars. But for the tattoos, we humored him. And the X marks? Missions. That's all I can tell you. What else can you tell us about the members of the unit? Cobra was our weapons specialist. He was the best sniper in the entire United States military. He was always the quiet one. Solomon was the best hand-to-hand fighter I'd ever seen. And when I say that, you have to understand that the orcs weren't just a special ops team. We were all part of Delta Force before we were selected for this specialized unit. We were the special ops of special ops. When I say Solomon was the best, I mean he was the best of the best. Unmatched by anyone, anywhere. Actually, I'll tell you a story. Back when the UFC was still sort of new, this was about the year 2000, there was this fighter named Tom Danvers. He eventually retired undefeated. If the UFC had been as popular back then, he probably would have had the reputation of somebody like Conor McGregor. In 2000, this guy was in his peak. So we're all out for drinks one night, and Danvers happens to be there with some people. Solomon loved that professional fighting stuff, so he recognized him right away. Danvers isn't drinking, but Solomon has had a few, and he's getting worked up. He goes over there, starts talking shit to the guy. Danvers tries to ignore him at first, but Solomon keeps on him. Finally, the bartender throws Solomon out, but Danvers is pissed at this point. So he tells Solomon to meet him outside because he's going to kick his ass. And the next thing you know, we're all out behind the bar. Danvers squares up on him. I'm not exaggerating when I say that Solomon Hobbs would have killed Tom Danvers that night if we hadn't pulled him off. Danvers got a few hits on your dad, don't get me wrong, but it didn't last that long before Danvers was on the ground and seeing stars. Of course, when Solomon smelled blood, that just sent him into a frenzy. He jumped on Danvers and just started beating him in the face. We had to pull him off, or he would have gone to prison for murder. But there was one person that even Solomon knew better than to mess with. Andrus Fedor was the deadliest human being on the planet. 6 feet 4 inches and as solid as the Washington Monument. But you would never believe someone that big could move that fast. If he hadn't been military, he could have been the world's greatest tight end or wide receiver or whatever. Solomon might have been a more skilled hand-to-hand fighter, but there's only so much you can do against someone almost as good and who has that much of a size and speed advantage. But Andrus was a good time. He dealt with the stress we were under by always laughing, joking. He made it easier to deal with the things we had to do. At least until... Look, I'm telling you that Andrus and Cobra are good men. We had to do some messed up shit for the government, and they might be killers, but they're not cold-blooded murderers. They're the type that would jump to They're the type that would jump in to protect a woman, not beat her to death.
Are you still in touch with them?
I haven't seen Andrus in years. Cobra visits me every now and then.
Does the name Ricardo mean anything to you?
No.
Tell me if you recognize anyone in this photo.
That's the woman you showed me earlier. I don't recognize the man.
This is not Andrus.
No. Look, I told you my friends didn't do this. I don't suppose you have any photos of the unit, do you? No, man. And here I've got a few old pictures of my little girl, and that's about it. Her mom died just a few years after your dad from a drug overdose.
So, she's been alone all this time. What's her name?
Colleen. I think her last name was Thompson. Her mother's name was Nora Thompson.
They weren't married?
No, it was a one-night stand.
Did Solomon ever talk about her? His daughter, I mean?
He didn't really say much about her. I don't think he really ever spent time with her.
Were they in Santa Valeria County?
Yeah.
Thank you for your help.
God, what a messed up situation that is. I'm sorry, John Rockford, but I hope you never find what you're looking for. For your own sake.
Sean, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm great. So, Cobra lied to us about knowing Amy.
Maybe. There's something Robert isn't telling us. I'm not sure I believe him when he says this is not a photo of Andrus. Robert may be covering for him.
So you think Andrus gave Amy a fake name, told her his name was Ricardo?
If this is Andrus in the picture, then yeah.
Well, the guy in the photo definitely isn't 6'4", 6'2", maybe. But we can try showing it to Cobra.
Was she spending time with both Cobra and Andrus?
I don't know. There's something strange about this case. You've got Mr. I beat a woman to death with my hands, and they're swearing up and down he's innocent. And that the other guys he hangs out with are just as innocent. And yet the evidence suggests that at least 2 of the 3 men in the unit are women-beating murderers. But I have a hard time believing that there's something about this little military unit that somehow produced 2 men like that. There's something wrong here.
There is a small elevated risk of violence in military veterans who suffer from PTSD. But this? So you definitely think it was one of them?
I don't know. I think whoever is in that photo is our strongest suspect. So if that's Andrus, then yes, I do think it was him. Getting his name from Robert was huge.
His new name, at least. His new name, at least.
It should be enough to help us track what he's done since leaving the military.
I actually am leaning towards Henry Clay as our best suspect.
What? Why? We have nothing on him other than he was with her that day.
It's not much to go off of when we've got a man who disappears after his lover is beaten to death. Even if it's not Andrus in the photo, the lover is still our strongest suspect. The military unit may end up having nothing to do with the murder. There's something off about Clay. Well, he was hitting on you. Maybe you're just feeling awkward about it? Maybe. I don't know. We're both just thinking out loud. Have you got an address for the ex-wife? I do. But first we need to go revisit Mr. Hawkins and have him explain himself. Let's go pick him up and bring him down to the local sheriff's station. We'll go see the ex-wife tomorrow. I can't tomorrow. I promised Jamie we'd go to the museum. Oh. Sunday? Sure. I'm going to call the sheriff's department to send a patrol car over as backup to go get Cobra. He could be dangerous. Deputies, stay here, please, and just keep an eye on us. Yes, ma'am. Come on, not you again. Mr. Hawkins, we need to have another conversation. I told you I was done talking to you. And then we found out you lied to us. I didn't lie to you. Would you mind coming with us down to the sheriff's station so we can ask you some questions? Am I under arrest? Not yet. Should we come back with an arrest warrant? This is bullshit. Mr. Hawkins, what was your relationship with Amy Mall? I told you I never met that woman. Can you explain why we found this in her house? I have no idea what that is. You have a tattoo of this very same image on your right forearm. Huh. Mr. Hawkins, will you take your shirt off, please? Thank you. You can put your shirt back on. So, again, what was your relationship with Amy Mall? Look, I never... Mr. Hawkins, do you know how it looks when you lied to us about this? It makes it look like you murdered her. So I'm going to give you one more chance to tell us the truth. And then I'm going to go get an arrest warrant. All right, I wasn't honest with you. But not about that. Look, I never met that woman and I never went in her house until that day. But I never received a call to go over there either. I was asked to go there by a friend. Who was that? His name was Andrus Fedor. Okay, and why did he ask you to go over there? The story I told you, that's what happened to him. He got a phone call from a woman saying she had received a package for him at her house. He told her he would come pick it up after work, but she said she needed him to come pick it up sooner than that. She was very insistent. So he told her he'd come over at 12:30 on his lunch break, but then he asked me to go because he had to take care of something else. You know the rest. He told you about the phone call. Yeah. Why did you lie about getting the call yourself? When the police questioned me, I wasn't sure what was going on, and I was trying to not get Andrus involved.
Sounds like Andrus set you up. No, he didn't. He wouldn't have done that to that lady, and he wouldn't have done that to me. We think he might have been dating the murder victim. No, he wasn't. Is this Andrus? Man, you guys have got to be the worst detectives I've ever seen. I'll take that as a no. You do realize there are over 1 million Hispanics in this county, right? Some of them are tall. Do you have any photographs of Andrus? No, not anymore. Our basement flooded a few years ago. I lost all my old pictures. Have you talked to him lately? I haven't seen him in years. Do you know where he lives? No idea. Give us a minute. This case is pissing me off. What about Cobra? We've got to cut him loose. We don't have enough for a warrant? We might have enough for a warrant, maybe, but he didn't kill Amy. He fucking lied to us. Yeah, he did, but there's no point in arresting him for that. All we do is burn him as a witness. Alright, let's try to verify some of the things Robert told us, and then we'll take him home. I noticed you didn't tell him about Solomon being your father. Honestly, I just didn't feel like talking about it anymore. He talked to us about the orcs anyway, even without me disclosing that. The threat of the arrest warrant was motivating. Look, although we've got some new questions, we made big headway in this case today. I know, but we again have no idea who this guy is that Amy was seeing. It's so frustrating. I'm going to stay late and see what I can find out about Andrus. Maybe we'll have an address for him by Sunday. Man, I just don't get it. If Andrus wasn't seeing Amy, Cobra never met her, Robert was locked up, and Solomon was dead, then what in the hell is the insignia doing on her sketch pad? We should have a better shot at the federal warrant now, right? Probably, yeah. But I'm reluctant to put either of these guys' name in a warrant that's going to be reviewed by lawyers from the Department of Justice. We could talk more about it later if the investigation stalls, but I don't want to get them burned for talking to us. I get it. Okay, I'll see you Sunday. See ya. Grandpa, do you think that I could meet my dad? Your dad? Why are you bringing him up? I just think it would be cool. Look, John, I told you, your dad is not a nice guy. He had a chance to be a part of your life and he walked out on you. I want to meet him at least. You did meet him once. A couple of months after you were born. Your dad had some military leave and he came to see your mom. He wasn't there very long before they got into a fight. A bad fight. That was the last time he ever came around. Look, there are some things you deserve to know about both your dad and your mom. Let's talk about them when you're a little bit older. Then, if you still want to meet him after that, I'll try and track him down. You have a sister. She's been alone all this time? Come in. Hey, kiddo. Thought I'd see how you were feeling today. Okay, I guess. Are you able to walk around? Not for very long. Well, I guess we'll just have to reschedule the soccer game for another day. Not today, Mia Hamm. Come back next week and she'll kick your butt. I don't think I'll be better by next week. Maybe you will be, and if not next week, then maybe the week after. You look a lot better than you did 2 weeks ago. You're a tough kid. You're stronger than this thing is. What is that? Well, the real question is, who is it? What do you think, boy or girl? Definitely a boy. And what do you think his name should be? He looks like a bow. Oh, I like it. Is he for me? Yeah, I brought him here to live with you and keep you company while you're resting up. Thank you, John. You're welcome. Hey, Trevor and I just got back with some new comics. Do you feel up to coming out to read with us for a while? Yeah? Did you get Amazing Spider-Man? Of course. Can I bring Bo? Absolutely. Come on. I'm coming. Hey. Good morning. Jamie, you look beautiful. Thank you. You look very handsome. Honestly, I'm trying to remember the last time I saw you without your clothes. Okay, that came out wrong. I meant without your work clothes. Okay. Come in. This is the first time I've ever seen your apartment. It's very nice. Thank you. Yeah, I never got around to having a housewarming party. Well, I've been in my loft for over 5 years and I've still never thrown a housewarming party. But you can invite people over for other reasons, other than a housewarming party. And how long has it been since you invited us over? Touché. I'm just about ready. You can come on back.
I love that this place is big and open like mine, but yet it completely feels like Jamie in here. And it smells really nice. That's my scent, my perfume. Why have I never noticed that before? Ah, it's hitting me hard. It's like Aphrodite bottled an entire morning sunlight and rose juice. Oh, Jamie, when did you grow up? I don't like how any of that was. God, that's hitting me hard. It's like Aphrodite bottled an entire morning sunlight and rose juice. Oh. Jamie, when did you grow up? Oh, what? Oh my God. You still have this? Oh. I gave this to you almost 20 years ago. Can't believe you still have it. And it's actually in decent shape. I can't believe you still have it. And it's actually in decent shape. Well, I take care of it. Although, what's... Don't smell it! Oh, sorry. We can go now. Okay. Hey, let's go have fun. I'm excited we get to spend the day together. Me too. This is it. Donna should be meeting us here any minute. It looks awesome. So, you must be riding high after finishing your case yesterday. I am. Getting that verdict was so rewarding. And I owe you a thank you. I didn't realize you had been there until I talked to the brother afterwards. He told me you stopped him from making a really bad decision. Yeah, that was not going to go the way he was imagining it. I was laughing to myself because he was shocked at how fast you got to him. Apparently, he was already out of his seat and rushing forward, and you still managed to grab him before you got to the banister. Well, I had my eye on him. I could tell from his body language he was thinking about it, so I was ready to move. Thank you for saving my trial from becoming a mess. Glad I could help. And hey, you really did a great job with that victim. I think you'll be moved up into a felony trial assignment in no time. Hey guys! Hey Donna. Jamie, hey girl. Hi Donna, it's nice to see you. Well, when I invited John to come see the exhibit, he told me that you were interested in ancient history. He said I would love to have her here with me for this. And I said, what a great idea, John. So, my understanding is that this exhibit is based on King Tut's tomb? Loosely, everything in this hall was made specifically for this exhibit, but was inspired from actual archaeological finds. King Tut's tomb was one of our main sources of inspiration, but we wanted to tell a more general story of ancient Egypt. This looks like a ton of work. It was. Other than our artisans, all the work on this was done by me and an It was, other than our artisans, all of the work on this was done by me and an Egyptologist from the University of California. It turned out beautifully. You did such a great job. Let's start our tour with our version of the Anubis Shrine. A shrine for a dog? I thought ancient Egyptians worshipped cats. Egyptians worshipped the gods, not animals, but they believed that the gods would take the form of certain animals. This is a shrine to Anubis, the god of the underworld. In early versions of the myth of Anubis, he took the full form of a jackal. Jackals became strongly associated with the dead because they would frequently dig up human graves looking for a meal. Embodying the god of the underworld himself as a jackal was, as one scholar put it, fighting like with like. I think that's terrible. Why is that? Because a dog shouldn't be used to represent death or loss. Well, there's also one version of Anubis's birth which says he was abandoned as a baby by his mother, and that it was the dogs who led his adopted mother, the goddess Isis, to find him. John, I didn't know you had a dog. I did. When I lived with the Jensens, I had a German Shepherd, Max. He stayed with your foster parents after you left? He had been my dog. I had rescued him, taken care of him. I was the one who walked him, fed him, played with him. When I was moved, I wasn't allowed to take him with me, and the Jensens just returned him to the pound. I'm sorry. That must have been really hard for you to lose him. It was, honestly, especially for a 14-year-old kid. I had already lost my Sorry, Donna, what's up next? No need to apologize. Should we check out some sarcophagi? This has been a fun day. Yeah, it has been. Thank you for inviting me. Do you want to grab dinner? Yeah. What are you in the mood for? Let's go to Shunji. Don't you go there all the time? You own it. I don't own it. I'm an investor, and I actually only go there like a few times a year. But it's really good food, and I'm in the mood for sushi. Sounds good to me. This is the first time that you and I have ever been out alone. I know, it's nice. When I was younger, I would just tag along with you and Trevor. You weren't just a tag along. You were an integral member of the team. And now here you are, all grown up, and we sit across from each other as two adults. doing adult things. Jamie, I mean this. It's been really fun having you in the office this last year. It's been an opportunity for us to become closer that I never thought we would have. But honestly, now between you and me, I am curious to know what your long-term plans are. John, I meant what I said before. I love what I'm doing, and right now I'm just focused on being the best assistant district attorney I can be. I'm having experiences right now that I could never have doing anything else. My victim and her brother were in court yesterday, and when the guilty verdict was announced, she started crying. After everything that she's been through, the verdict was a vindication and a huge relief for her. And she gave me the biggest hug, and it was honestly one of the best moments of my life. But if I'm being honest, then yes, there are other things I'd like to achieve in my career. The family business. Not exactly. You were right. I want the federal bench. But I'm probably 10 years away at least from being able to seriously think about that. So in the meantime, I love being a DA. And I'm actually thinking about applying to be an adjunct professor for an evening law class at El Valiente Community College. Really? I think that's great. You'd make a terrific teacher. Well, I hope you get what you ultimately want, Jamie. You've worked hard, you're talented, and you're a good person. You deserve it. Thank you. John, getting what I want might mean leaving Santa Valeria County. Oh. So, how is the case with your dad going? Still in progress. Haven't figured out who done it yet. But don't worry, John Rockford is on the case. That criminal should be terrified. Damn straight. Thank you for this. This was honestly the best day I had in a really long time. Me too. It's a good reminder for me that there is a life waiting for me outside of work. A life with a partner? Yeah, maybe. The museum was great, but honestly, I'm just really happy I got to spend a day with you. Me too. Good night, Jamie. Good night, John. Hey, partner. Ivani, have I ever told you that you have a world-class ass? Oh my god. Will you lower your voice, dumbass? I'm at work. You know, you're not as clever as you think you are. So, what did you come up with? On Andrus, absolutely nothing. What do you mean? As far as I can tell, the guy doesn't exist. No record anywhere. I can't find jack shit. I found your dad's death certificate. Frank Harris with the same date of birth as Solomon Hobbs. Oh. Jameson was off by a few months on the date of death. He had said your dad died in October 2001, but he actually died in February 2002. but it confirmed he died of an accidental drowning. So, it's official. I'm sorry. It's alright. It shook me more than I admitted when Jameson first told us, but I've sort of lived with the half-belief he's been dead all these years anyways. There's not really any change to the status quo. And honestly, if I ever would have met the guy that everybody says is an asshole, I probably would have just been disappointed. So that's that. And your sister? I tried a web search, but I didn't find anything. I'll make some calls tomorrow. Not much else I can do on the weekend. You have used that line on me before, you know. Under slightly different circumstances. Oh yeah? What circumstances were those? Well, partner, the last time you told me I had a world-class ass, you had your face buried in it. Some good memories right there. Hi, Ms. Callister? Yes, what's going on? I'm Detective Melkian with El Valiente PD. This is Assistant DA John Rockford. We're sorry to bother you with this, but we have a matter that involves your ex-husband. Do you have a few minutes? My ex? Robert? I know who you're talking about. That man that I was married to and who fathered my child and then murdered his mistress? Yeah, I remember. Again, we are sorry to bother you, but we do need to ask about something. What can I do for you? We are investigating a case and we think there might be a connection to Robert's work in the military. We spoke with him and he said you might still have some photographs of his old unit. He's helping you with the case? Yes, and he said you might be able to provide us with some photographs. Well, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to hold on to those. Oh, you don't have them anymore? They were a bad memory for me. Why is that? Because those people used to be like family, and then everything went to shit. What happened? I don't really want to get into it. Well, actually, knowing the group dynamics could really... Look, I support the police and appreciate everything you guys do, but this is really none of your business. Couldn't we... If you want pictures of their unit, you'll have to see if my daughter still has any. Your daughter? I was going to throw them out, but she wanted to keep them. But that was years ago. She might not have them anymore. What's your daughter's name? Emmeline. Emmeline Jameson? Yeah. Can you give us her information? She lives east of downtown in Woodcliff Apartments, number 305. I'll let her know to expect you. Thank you for this. Well, that was mysterious. It was. I know where those apartments are. They're actually only a few blocks from my place. Great, let's go. I should probably take a shower. But it's Sunday. Showers are optional on Sunday. Okay, who's interrupting just when I'm about to start watching The Notebook? Don't they know this is sacred time? Hi, are you Emmeline Jameson? Yeah? I'm Detective Milken from the El Valiente Police Department. And this is John Rockford from the DA's office. Oh my god. Hey, it's you! It's you! Oh my god! Hi! This is a surprise. Can I... I'm so happy I got to see you again. What? How did you find me? Oh, you're a detective. Oh, no, I'm not a cop. You're not a police officer? No, I'm a attorney. But you just said you were a police officer. You had a badge. Really, John? Oh, okay, I see how that probably looks. Oh, do I have to make a police report now? No, we're not here for that. Actually, could we come in? Oh, of course. What did you say your name is? I'm John Rockford. I'm an assistant district attorney, and this is Detective Milken with El Valiente Police. I totally thought he was a cop. Miss Jameson, I apologize. I did say I was a police officer that day because I was trying to keep things from getting out of hand. Oh my god, he's in a suit and I'm standing here in my pajamas and day-old underwear. I probably stink worse than a pig stuck in a porta potty. But we're not here because of that incident. His partner is very pretty. I had no idea when we came here that you were the person we were going to find. And damn, she's got some melons on her. I'll bet she has to ride the elevator alone. I mean, we are looking for Emmeline Jameson, but I had no idea that Emmeline Jameson was you. Okay, that was creepy. I totally just eyeballed her boobs and grinned. Can I maybe keep my hilarity to myself? Miss Jameson, we're actually here to talk to you about your dad. My dad? Okay, that's a buzzkill. Is he okay? Yeah, he's fine. Everything's fine. I'm confused. How do you two know each other? Actually, will you both please excuse me for a moment? I'd just like to put some clothes on? Of course. You can sit down. I'm sorry, I was just having a lazy Sunday. Well, we appreciate you letting us disturb you. This is not what it looks like. Really? Because it sure looks like you're out on Saturday nights flashing your DA badge pretending to be a cop so you can get laid. Where'd you pick her up? Blonde Badge Bunny Bar? Damn it, Ivani, listen. Mom, you will never believe who is here. Is it the police? Yeah, how did you know? I gave them your address. You knew they were coming? Yeah, that's why I'm calling you. They came by a while ago with some questions about your dad. What? And you sent them here? Mom, why didn't you call me? I'm in my pajamas. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. I didn't think they were going straight over there. Mom, this lawyer is one of those guys from the basketball court. What? The one that got stabbed. John Rockford. He was one of the men that stood up for you at the basketball court? He was one of the men who stood up for you at the basketball court? Yeah, the hot one. And I'm sitting here wearing my ugly sweats. I haven't showered since yesterday morning. Emmeline, don't you know who that is? Do you remember the James novel case? The record producer that killed his wife? Yeah, John Rockford was the prosecutor on that case. Oh. Well, I didn't know. I didn't really follow that. Honey, that case was in the news for weeks. Great, and here I am laying around on the couch eating cereal and stinking like 6-month-old cottage cheese. Mom, you should have called me as soon as they left. I'm sorry, honey. It's okay, but they're still here, so I have to go. Okay, call me later, alright? I will, love you. So let me get this straight. You used your DA badge to pretend to be a police officer, and you and your other non-police friend without guns or any kind of backup confronted a group of 8 obviously violent men? And I'm very grateful he did. How's your stab wound? You got stabbed? Just a flesh wound. It was fine, a few stitches and I was back in the gym in the morning. How are you? I'm fine. So, you said you're here about my dad? Yeah, we're investigating a homicide that occurred about 20 years ago. Your dad's not a suspect. But we think there may be some connection between the homicide and your dad's old military unit. Do you mind if I ask you how old you are? I'm 25. So, you would have only been about 5 when your dad went to prison. By any chance, do you remember any of the people your dad spent time with? No, I know there were people from the army he was close with, but I can't remember really anything about them. Well, on Friday we visited your dad. You saw my dad? We did, and we asked him if he had any photos of the people in his unit. He said he had a few old pictures of you, but nothing else. He said that? He suggested we check with your mom to see if she had any pictures of his military unit. She told us she didn't have any, but to check with you. So here we are. I wish I was meeting John under less awkward circumstances. I feel weird talking to him about my dad. Why couldn't he have just accidentally hit me with his car or something? Oh yeah, that's much less awkward. What's up with beach balls? Detective, you can sit down. If you want, you can bring a chair from the table. I'm fine, thank you. We won't take up too much of your time. I do remember stopping by my mom for throwing some of my dad's things out. That was a really long time ago, though. I was probably only 12 or 13. I'll have to look through all my pictures to see if I can find any of his army friends. Do you want to leave me your number? That's perfect. That's right. Bad bitch Emmeline just made her move. Well, we should leave you to your weekend. You don't have to go. I'm just about to watch The Notebook if you want to stay. Wait, what? What the hell was that? Well, that does sound nice, but we're sort of still on the clock, so... Right, thank you for coming over. Let us know when you've had a chance to look for those photos, alright? Okay, I will. Bye. Oh my god, way to flub the landing. You say what's the notebook? I call you. I'm so lame. But wow, how awesome is that? What are the chances? Melina, guess who just came by my apartment? You do realize that was stupid, right? What? The way you and Sean handled that situation. We were just supposed to leave her there with those guys? No, you were supposed to call the police. Well, who knows what would have happened while we were waiting for the police. And what would have happened if you would have gotten killed with no police on the way? You should have at least called them before you went over there. Then they would be on the way. You're right. That would have been the safer thing to do. But it all turned out fine. I don't mean to sound hypocritical, John. You did a very brave thing. But I don't want the next homicide scene I show up to be yours. Anyway, I guess we'll have to wait to see if Emmeline finds anything. We're not gonna have to wait long. I promise you she's tearing through her photos right now looking for something so she can call you. No, she went back to watching The Notebook. But I'll let you know when I hear from her. Hi, good morning. My name is John Rockford. I'm trying to track down information on a relative who I believe is presently being provided institutional care by the state. Colleen Thompson. Actually, I don't know it. I think she's about 25. Thank you. Hi, my name is John Rockford. I'm trying to reach Denver, Washington. It's about a conservatorship. Vacation until next week. Yes, I'd like to leave a voicemail, please. Hello, Mr. Washington. My name is John Rockford. I understand that you are the state-appointed conservator for the young woman named Colleen Thompson. I'd appreciate it if you'd give me a call back when you have a moment. I believe Miss Thompson is my sister. John Rockford. Hi, John. It's Emmeline Jameson. Oh, good morning, Miss Jameson. Hey, I looked through my photos yesterday and I think I found one that is what you're looking for. It has 4 soldiers, including my dad. Oh, that's great. Do you want me to bring it to your office? Are you working today? Yes. Why don't I come to you? Where do you work? I work at Rosa Parks Elementary School. But you could come after school is over. I'll be done at about 3. I'm in classroom 15. Okay, thanks. I'll see you then. And so then my dad had to put the iguana in there too so it could catch the rat. I didn't know iguanas ate rats. Yeah, they do. You could ask my dad. And I heard it last night. It was eating the rat. I could hear it chomping, chomp, chomp. Melody, is that story real? Yeah, I'm not lying. Okay, well, you're gonna miss the bus. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye, Miss Jameson. Hi. You're just in time. Come on in. Sounds like you've got quite the storyteller there. Yes, Melody likes to embellish a little bit. Reminds me of a very entertaining adult I know. How are you? Did you have any trouble getting in? Your security guard stopped me but let me through when I showed him my badge. To be honest, I can't remember the last time I was in an elementary school. I can't remember ever being in a courtroom. You've never gotten a jury duty summons? I did have to show up once for jury duty, but I never made it into a courtroom. I just sat in a waiting room with a group of other people, and then after a few hours they told us we could go home. I've always wanted to do jury duty, but once you're a lawyer, your chances for getting picked for a jury panel aren't very good. I might get on a civil case someday if I'm lucky, but I'll never get to do a criminal case. I guess if I was a defense attorney, I wouldn't want a prosecutor to be on the jury. I think I'd be a very fair juror. But wouldn't you assume the defendant was guilty since he'd been charged? Do you assume that? No, sometimes the police get it wrong. Exactly, and sometimes the DA's office gets it wrong too. Do you think you've ever gotten it wrong? Well, there's no case in particular where I think I did, but I do recognize I'm human. Have you ever lost a case? Oh, absolutely. Nobody wins all the time. But just because someone doesn't get convicted doesn't mean they weren't guilty. It just means we couldn't prove they were guilty. But do you ever worry about maybe falsely convicting someone? Are you asking for me or for your dad? No, I know my dad was guilty. The evidence was really strong. I accepted that a long time ago. My foster dad is a homicide detective. I remember back before I even went to law school that there was a case he had solved and the DA had already filed charges. But then there was something about it that was sort of sitting wrong with him. So he did some additional investigation, did a lot of extra work actually. He didn't find a new suspect, but he decided he no longer felt confident that the person he had charged was the murderer. So even knowing he was going to have to uncheck the solid box on one of his cases and face the embarrassment of having filed on the wrong guy, he got the DA to dismiss the case. That was a powerful lesson for me. I work very hard to be sure the person I'm prosecuting is guilty. If I'm not convinced, then I won't go forward, no matter the consequences. But at the same time, we don't have a perfect criminal justice system. It's rare that we get a murder committed on video where you can see everybody's face and everything that led up to it. And there are times when, despite our best efforts, we do make mistakes and an innocent person gets convicted. That's a risk we have to take very seriously because a wrongful conviction can ruin someone's life. You had foster parents? What happened to your biological parents? My mother died of cancer when I was 6, and I never met my father. Actually, this investigation that I'm involved in, into your father's unit, my biological father was in that unit too. What? My father's name was Frank Harris. Does that ring a bell to you? No. Well, our fathers knew each other. They were friends. Oh my God. That's... Wait, I'm confused. I thought you were investigating a murder. We are. We are, but, well, it's complicated. All I can say is that there may be a connection between someone in this unit and the homicide, but we don't know what the connection is. I've never actually seen a picture of my father. If you have a picture of everyone in that unit, this will be the first time I've ever seen what he looks like. Oh, oh my God. I've got it here. That's Robert Jameson standing on the right. Cobra Hawkins crouching. Must be Andrus Fedor sitting on the left. And Solomon Hobbs, aka Frank Harris. He's tall, like you. Almost. He was 6'1". I'm 6'3". Was? He's dead? Actually, it was your dad that told me he died years ago. How do you feel? I feel alright, I guess. Mostly like my curiosity is finally being satisfied. Maybe a little bit surreal. What's this? That's the only other one I could find that had anybody else from the military picture in it. The guy in the back with my dad. Yeah, that's Andrus. But who's the little boy you're chasing? I don't know, a playmate, I guess. I don't remember this. He looks Latino. Maybe Andrus's son? I couldn't find any more photos of the other men. That was the only one with your dad. That's alright. Would you mind if I took these and made copies? I promise I'll return them. Sure, no problem. Thank you for finding these for me. It was my pleasure. Are you going to be staying for a while? Actually, I do all of my lesson prep and grading at home, so I'm just about to walk home. You walk? Sure, it's only a few blocks. Can I offer you a ride or maybe some walking company? Walking company sounds nice, but then you'll leave your car here. Like you said, it's only a few blocks. Great, let's go. So, how old are your kids? It's 4th grade, so they're all between 9 and 10. How long have you been teaching? I worked as a substitute while I was getting my master's degree, but this is my first year teaching full-time. Well, I've only watched you in action for about 30 seconds, but I can tell you've got a good demeanor for it. Thank you. You seem like you'd be a pretty awesome lawyer. Well, when someone says you seem like a good lawyer, I'm not sure if it's a compliment or an insult. It's okay, I don't think lawyers are too bad. Did you always want to be a school teacher? Sort of. After my dad went away, my mom raised me by herself, and it was a struggle for her. It made me sympathetic to kids who come from backgrounds where they may not have the same support as other kids. I can identify with that. Do you like kids? I do. I think they're a lot of fun. Yeah, I agree. I love their energy. Are you close with your mom? Yeah, we're friends now. We had some rough patches when I was growing up. That's probably normal for most kids, right? Yeah, it is. Are you close with your foster parents? I see my foster dad a lot. His wife died only a few months after I moved in with them. How long did you live with them? I moved in with them when I was 16, and then I stayed there until I graduated high school and moved to Los Angeles to go to college. My friend told me you went to UCLA. Your friend told you that? That person must be a college basketball fan. Yeah, I think she is. I had no idea you were famous. I'm not famous, but I did play basketball for UCLA. Where did you go to college? I went to a community college and then Cal State. It's the inexpensive option for those of us without the grades for UCLA. My grades were solid, but it was actually basketball that got me into UCLA. I owe a lot of my success to something completely out of my control. I just happen to be abnormally fast. That's not true. I'm sure you worked really hard to be a great basketball player. I did, but lots of people work really hard to be great at sports and they just don't have the talent for it. I was lucky enough to be blessed with good genetics. I wish I had them. I got my mom's height and none of my dad's athleticism. Emmeline, you have winner genetics. You're gorgeous, smart, and tall or not, you have a great figure. You have no reason to be envious of anyone. Oh, stop. I can't hear anymore. No, really, keep going. Thank you. You're really sweet. Still, it would be nice to not have to climb up onto a chair to reach stuff on the top shelf. Sounds like you need a tall man in your life. Maybe. I like short guys. Kind of hurts my neck having to look up so far all the time. Understandable, and hey, there are some pretty studly male celebrities who are shorter. Like who? Tom Cruise is 5'7", and even at 60 years old, he's still kicking all sorts of ass. Yeah, he's not that short, though. Well, what's short to you? I mean, I'm 5'2", 5'7" is still tall to me. What's the shortest guy you've dated? I had a boyfriend my senior year in high school who was about the same height as me. I know height is important to a lot of girls, but it seems kind of silly when girls my height are like, oh, he has to be over 6 feet tall. Does that mean a guy like me could never make the cut? It's like the opposite of the sign at Disneyland, must be at least this short to ride. It's okay, I would have just had to come up with a cute nickname for you. Tolly? How about Rooftop Lover? Okay, that's Redwood Boy Toy. Oh. Gorgeous Godzilla. Tasty Titanic. Skyscraper Innamorato. Or, since you're going to be like my manservant pinching me things from the top shelf, I think my favorite will just be Lurch. Okay, that's the last time I try to say anything clever to you. Not at all. Tolly is really good. Do you like living in this area? Yeah, it's perfect for me. I'm walking distance from my job. There are a couple of cute little coffee shops and restaurants just down the street from me. But it is stretching my school teacher salary a bit. It's criminal, it really is, how little we pay our school teachers. Well, thank you. You just scored some points. Where do you live? Actually, you and I are almost neighbors. I have a loft just a few blocks west of here. Ooh, a loft. So fancy. I didn't say it was a fancy loft. Actually, it was a dump when I bought it. Otherwise, I would have never been able to afford it. I did a lot of renovation work on it myself. Like what? I redid a lot of the brickwork, resurfaced the concrete, installed a ladder, stuff like that. Oh, that sounds like something that would be really rewarding when you finished it, like you've really made it your own. Yeah, it was. Well, here's my building. Thank you for the walk home. This was really nice. It's my pleasure. Have a nice evening, Emily. Hey, Jamie. Hi. Saturday was really fun.
It was super fun. I was thinking about buying my own Egyptian headdress for my next night out. What do you think? You'll need an Egyptian scepter to complete the look. Walmart? They've got everything, right? Probably, or maybe Donna will give you a loaner on the legit items. Do you think if I wear that stuff in my next closing argument, the jury will take me more seriously? Absolutely. In fact, now I'm going to personally get it for you just because I want to see this. This time the news cameras will be there for a totally different reason. Headline will be John Rockford loses his mind, wears cosplay for jury. Subheadline will be blames lack of sleep and secret sexual fetishes. Well, I see you've thought of a second use for the outfit. What goes on in that head of yours? You'll never know, John. You'll never know. Hey, how is the case with your dad going? So look, Ivani and I tracked down someone who knew my dad. They served together in the army. He told us that my father died years ago. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not like that part was unexpected, but he told me something else. He told me I have a sister. Apparently she's mentally disabled, a ward of the state. Do you know where she is? We've just talked to this guy Friday. I found her conservator, but he's on vacation this week, so I can't talk to him until next week. And your dad? How did he die? He drowned while having a heart attack. Very young, apparently. How are you? I'm fine. John, I don't want to be insensitive right now, but I asked you about this case on Saturday. I know, I'm sorry. But hey, listen to this. This guy we talked to put us in touch with his family, and they got us a picture of my dad. Oh? I've got it on my phone. Let me just pull it up. Emmeline, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm great. What's up? Okay, I hope you don't think I'm a weird stalker or something, but... that's never a good way to start a conversation. I know. Okay, well, my friends want to meet you. I'm sorry, is that weird? No, it's not weird at all. What did you have in mind? Actually, we were wondering if you're free tonight for drinks. I am. I do have a hearing in the morning, so I can't stay out too late, though. Do you know this bar called the Fox? They have good drink specials on Tuesdays. That sounds great. What time? Can you do 8? And do you think your friend might be available? I'd like to say thank you to him. Sean, sure. I'll check. And 8 works. See you then. Bye. She's so cute. Hi, excuse me? Hi. Janine told me you had asked for a law clerk? Oh, right. Hi, John Rockford. Hi, I'm Jessa Jackson. Are you a first or second year law student? Second year.
And did you just start with our office? No, this semester I've been working with a few different people. I just finished a project for Pablo. Okay, fantastic. Well, I've got a trial coming up next week and I could use your help with it. Come on in and we'll talk about it. This is the place. That's Emmeline's car. She must already be inside.
Evening, mate.
Hey, how's it going? There she is. Hey, Emmeline. Hi. How are you? Just you? My friend should be getting here pretty soon. Is Sean coming? No, I asked him, but he's got a wife and kids, so it can be pretty tough for him to get out sometimes. But if you'd like to talk to him, I can give you his number and you can call him. That sounds great. I really would like to talk to him. He would love to hear how you're doing. So, how was your day? It was good. Busy as always. Super intense, I bet. To be honest, I think dealing with a room full of squirrely little kids would be more intense than I could handle. They can be a lot, but I do love my job. Emmy! Hey! Ladies? Oh my god, so this is him. Yep, this is John. John, these are my friends Anna and Melina. Hi, I'm Anna. Anna, it's nice to meet you. And Melina. John Rockford, at last, such immense joy. Lector extraordinaire. His friend couldn't make it. He's so tall. How tall are you? And he's jacked. Buddy, you spent some time in the gym. Melina is a gym rat too. Show him. Take off your clothes. Fine. Oh my god, can we at least sit down before you guys scare him away? Why don't you all sit and I'll get us a round of drinks? Yes, drinks. What do you all want? Not anything too strong for me. Cosmo for me. Melina. You tell me, John Rockford. Do I drink a White Russian, a French 75, or a vodka martini, shaken not stirred? Okay, the martini is a James Bond reference, but what the hell are the other two? Okay, you're getting a beer. Get me a bourbon, neat. Now that I respect. And for Emmeline and Appletini, easy on the vodka. Yeah, please. Alright. Hey there, what can I get you? He's cute. He's kind of got a Ken doll thing going on, though. That boy is fresher than a hot biscuit. Emmeline's already picking out baby names. I picked those out way before I met John. So, you're a DA? I am. I've been with the DA's office for 10 years. What kind of cases do you handle? Right now, all my cases are murders, but I've handled pretty much everything. That sounds so intense. Oh my god, I can't believe you don't know him. He's like so famous. What accent is that? What accent? I didn't know he was famous either until my mom told me about the novel case. Oh, right, okay. We're totally drinking with a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity until I don't have to pay for my drinks. She's just flattering you because she wants you to set her up with your friends. That's not true at all. Hey, do you have any single friends? Maybe. What kind of guy are you interested in? She likes hairy guys. She totally does. I like funny guys. Hairy and funny and single? Oh. I'm gonna go home and drunk dial my mom. You know, Anna, I might be able to help you there. Score? What do you do? I'm a purchaser for a makeup retail chain. Do you enjoy it? Yeah, it's a good company. How about you, Milena? I work for a private military contractor. I handle client relations and I monitor compliance. Compliance? Yeah, you know, regulatory, memorial, and blah blah blah. What? Private military? Do you travel a lot for that? I do travel. My work frequently takes me out of the country for extended periods. What's been your favorite place outside the United States? Ooh, what a fun question. It's like we're on a first date. Melina, he doesn't know you. He's going to think you're being mean. Good point. And he's probably never been this close to a true psychotic before. It would be difficult to pick one locale. I almost always visit an art museum anywhere I go, and Florence is my favorite art city. I also love the historical architecture sprinkled throughout Europe. The United States really has nothing comparable to the architecture of old Europe. But on the other hand, I am Latina and I love Central and South America. Sometimes just a weekend on the beach in Cancun is very nice. God, I love Cancun. Are you a traveler? You know, I'm almost embarrassed to say this at my age, but I've never been out of the country. No way. I haven't either. We didn't really have money for traveling when I was growing up, and now I'm a broke school teacher. Actually, I was the same way, and now that I can't afford it, I work way too much to take any time off. All work and no play makes John a very dull boy. Well, I'm not going to turn into an axe murderer if that's what you're worried about. Are you sure? Maybe everybody has an axe murderer inside of them just waiting for the right provocation. Well, I hope not. That would mean I'm sitting at a table of axe murderers. I don't think you should be worried. We only kill assholes. You're not an asshole, are you, John? I'm sorry. I should have warned you my friends were crazy. But we're the fun kind of crazy. Speak for yourself. I'm the kind of crazy that shows up at your house at 3:30 a.m. on a Wednesday. Could be fun. In the same way evil clowns and penis flashers are fun. Oh, Emmy, you're too sweet to ever turn me away. I might. Depends on if you brought me cake. But what kind of cake? German chocolate will not grant you admittance. I'm assuming you don't like coconut. Wow, racist. What? Have you ever been with a brown guy, John? Have I... I'm not... I don't think you're being very open-minded about this. About... If you've never even tried dick, how do you know if you don't like it? Why are we... Oh, you have to try it sometime. There is nothing like having a big, thick dick stuffed all up inside you. I'm going to do you a favor, John. The next guy that comes in here that walks like he's well hung, I'll hook you up. Hey, I have good news. It turns out the growth on my vagina is actually normal. Oh, man. Okay. Believe it or not, they are actually trying to bond with you. I get it, Emily, and I'm having a good time. Cheers, ladies. Oh, it's my mom. I'll be right back. So, Melina, how do you get involved with private military? So, John, after I left the army, I had some contacts. Did you join the army after high school? No, but the woman whose identity I stole did. That's funny. I went to West Point for college, so after graduating I was a commissioned officer for 4 years. I left about 2 years ago. West Point, that's an incredibly competitive school. I know, I had to fuck so many people to get in. I guess you know that my dad and Emmeline's dad served together in the army. She did tell me that. It's a small world that you just happen to be out on that basketball court that day, isn't it? That was some coincidence. It was a great coincidence. Thank you for saving our Emmy from those guys. I'm just glad we were there. And now it's time for you to get your thank you sex foursome. I'm buzzed. A weekday warrior like yourself doesn't say no to another round, Anna. Thank you, Yasmin, but I'm done. Another round for the rest of us, thanks. That's very responsible of you, Emily. Well, I'm tiny, so it hits me pretty hard. That's true. I'm twice your size, so I've got a higher volume of blood to absorb the alcohol. Women also are generally more affected by alcohol than men. Maybe you should be downing Emmeline's drinks for her, big guy. Drunk John probably would not make the best first impression. Maybe not the most flattering, but it would be the most honest. You think drinking makes people more authentic? A person without any inhibitions has been stripped down to what they really want to be. But if someone does something while drunk that they would never do while sober, doesn't that suggest it's not really who they are? It seems to me someone's real character comes through when they are thinking clearly about their actions. No, people don't get to act like shitheads and then blame it on being drunk. That's just them being their true selves. Don't you still prosecute people for doing things even when they were drunk? Usually, yes, but depending on how serious their crime was, we may consider it a mitigating fact that they were drunk. Obviously, if you kill someone, you can't just say you were drunk. On the other hand, I once prosecuted a guy who was masturbating outside of a bar. He was charged with indecent exposure, which carries a sex registration requirement. But I didn't feel like he was a serious risk of committing future sex offenses. He was just blitzed out of his mind. So I cut him a break and let him plead to a simple disturbing the peace. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. He sounds like a creeper, drunk or not. Yeah, come on, you would never whip it out in public, right? No matter how drunk you were. That was just him revealing his true character. I hope I don't get judged on the shit I've done while drunk, because I would be in a lot of trouble. Should we tell some Anna stories? Yes. No. I would like to hear about how y'all met. I met Anna when we were both substitute teaching. Oh, I didn't know you also taught. Yeah, but I only did that for a year. I decided it wasn't for me. I do like kids, but I prefer working with adults. I like working with children because they're closer to my size than adults. You're not that small. I met Emmeline when she was working on her master's degree. Yeah, my thesis was on female commissioned officers in the military, and I interviewed her as one of my subjects. We hit it off and became friends. It's okay, you can tell him. Oh, I wasn't sure. I like him. Well, specifically, my thesis was on the prevalence of sexual assault against female commissioned officers by their male superiors. Melina had been involved in something, and when she heard about my research, she contacted me. Oh, I see. I wasn't a victim. Oh, I guess I don't see. My commanding officer tried to rape me, so I killed him. Sorry, I can't tell if, I killed him. He tried to rape me, so I snapped his neck. It was self-defense. You say that very matter-of-factly. Melina was an instructor for advanced hand-to-hand combat. Her commander fucked with the wrong woman. What happened? I'm assuming there was an investigation. I was court-martialed. The Judge Advocate General said I went too far. You've got to be kidding me. Did the JAG believe you when you said you had been assaulted? The Army's position was that I didn't need to kill my commander to defend myself. That is crazy. What happened with the court-martial? We reached a deal. I agreed to a dishonorable discharge from the Army, and the charge was dismissed. Jesus. I'm sorry. I didn't lose any sleep over it because I had a former instructor from West Point who was in this private military firm. He recruited me to come work for the firm and paid me a whole bunch of money. So now I have an awesome job, and I'm rich. I guess that's sort of a happy ending. Okay, I'm ready for another round. I'm not drunk yet, but one more and I'll be there. I have to go home. Work in the morning. Alright, sweetie. Thank you for introducing us to this hunk of burning love. Face boob. I love you, sweetie. I'll call you tomorrow. I'll walk you out. I should be up early, too. Ladies, it was a pleasure to meet both of you. Igualmente, Jean Rockford. Hopefully we'll see you again. Yeah, that would be fun. Good night. Did you have fun? I did. Your friends are a good time. Thank you for inviting me. So I guess you're not much of a drinker? No, I do like wine, though. I always wanted to go on a wine tasting trip. Like, to Napa? Yeah, or another wine city in California. I've talked to other people who have gone, and they had really fun times. The pictures they showed me of the vineyards were beautiful. So why haven't you gone? I don't know. While I was substitute teaching and going to school at the same time, I was just always so busy. I do have a little bit more free time now, so I could go, but the other thing is that it's sort of expensive. And I'm not exactly using silk toilet paper on the salary of a first-year public school teacher. Some people are really good about finding ways to travel on a tight budget, but I hear you. Since I never had the chance to travel when I was growing up, even though I have the money for it now, it's just not something I've ever thought about that much. Maybe I need to do some research and figure out a place I'd like to visit. Wine tasting actually sounds fun. Do you ever do staycations? No, I never take any kind of break from work. How long have you been a lawyer? 10 years? And you've never taken a vacation? I never really felt like I needed it. Why is that, do you think? Most people feel like it's important to take off time from work, even if they really like their jobs. Well, I guess it never bothered me before, but a few months back I said I was going to try to find a better balance. Told myself I was going to stop working so many all-nighters and start taking some weekends off. And have you? Sort of, a little bit. Actually, I had just pulled another all-nighter at the office that day at the basketball courts. I haven't had any since then, but I'm still easily putting in over 100 work hours. If I'm being honest, I think I'm tired. I think maybe I'm ready to stop this. Stop being a lawyer, or just stop working so much? I don't know. I've always loved being a prosecutor, but could I be ready for another chapter? Do you have any idea what you would do instead? Not one damn clue. Seems like you really love being a teacher. I do love my job. And although it is a lot of work, having the summer, spring, and winter breaks is really nice. Even though I know I'll still work through most of the summer, prepping for the next year, it still gives me a regularly scheduled break. And what do you do when you get time off? Stay home, watch TV. I'm so boring. Emmeline, look at me. I don't find you boring at all. Good night, Emmeline. Good night, John.